Welcome to the Soft Life with Sadie Baddies. Sadie Baddies is the antidote to mental health stigma, and this podcast is hosted by yours truly, Priscilla O. Adjaman. We are a virtual sanctuary centering Black and multiracial people, and we prioritize the mental and emotional nourishment that is the foundation of collective healing in our communities. Thank you for being here. Hi, baddies. Welcome back to the Soft Life podcast. I'm so happy to be back with you for a brand new episode. I'm really excited about this week's episode, but just to catch you up to speed, if you did not tune in last week, we talked about our second half of our Girl to Girl series, where we give just very honest grown woman advice to all of our 20 somethings, our 30 somethings, and beyond. And so many of you resonated with the gems that we shared. So if you're not caught up already, be sure to listen to part one and part two. They're both short and sweet. And I think there's just so much to take away from those most recent episodes. But today I want to hop right into it because this is a really, really important and a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time. And I'm like, why have I not talked about this yet? Because this is a universal issue. Today's topic is this is why you hate your birthday and how to fix it. I just recently turned 32 and I want to dive into why our birthdays are such a soft spot and such a sensitive spot for us. And I turned 32 on November 23rd. I cried during my birthday dinner, but they were tears of joy, thankfully. It was cold outside. It was like 39 degrees, and I was in a black dress that made me feel grown. I was in this super cozy Italian restaurant in Brooklyn with my soon to be husband. And suddenly, while we were on our first glass of wine, I just had this wave of gratitude that washed over me and I teared up. And I couldn't help but appreciate how far I'd come from being that 20 something that just always loathed her birthday. A lot of times, this was because my birthday routinely falls on either on or around the same exact time as Thanksgiving, the same day. And this just makes creating plans very difficult. You know, that the whole day can't necessarily be about you because it's Thanksgiving. You got, plans most likely. If you live in the States, most people do, you know, celebrate Thanksgiving. And it can just make it hard to have the day feel special. Also, if you're someone that is involved in the planning process of Thanksgiving, whether it's cooking or prepping or hosting or whatever the case is, even if you're just a guest, just the fact that it's not just your birthday, it's also a holiday just made it really difficult. Also, I just didn't know what my 30s had in store for me. So, just having this realization that, I was here, I'm 32 years old, I'm in this beautiful restaurant with my fiance, and I just felt overcome with gratitude. But I have not always felt like this about my birthday. Birthdays have been a point of contention for me. And as someone who just really wants that one defining moment of every solar return that I have, honestly, I blame the Sagittarius in me. It just seems right that your birthday is the day to do that. It's your personal new year. It's literally the day that you can say that you're a year older, and it's your personal day. It's your special day that is supposed to be about you. The reality is, though, we need more than just one day a year to celebrate the fullness of our lives. And we need time to unpack all of the lessons that we've learned within the last 365 days. And most importantly, we need to put effort into making these memories mean something valuable to us that we can celebrate. When we make our birthday into this clumsy project instead of it being a true celebration, we risk losing the joy and the spontaneity that make the day truly special. It's so easy to get caught up in curating that perfect moment for Instagram or striving for an idealized version of what a birthday should look like. But birthdays are not meant to be this performance art or just performing for social media. Birthdays are a sacred pause. They're a chance for us to reflect on how far we've come and embrace where we are, flaws and all. So instead of chasing perfection, maybe the real gift of our birthday is allowing ourselves to simply exist in the moment and be surrounded by love, by gratitude, and the gentle reminders of our personal revolution. There are some reasons why I feel like it's very easy to hate your birthday. And starting with number one, you might hate your birthday because you're celebrating it with the wrong people. If you're spending every year with the birthday dinner demons, as I like to call them. These are the quote unquote friends who just argue over the bill when it comes. They show up late to your birthday dinner. They complain the whole time. They look miserable whenever you are celebrating your birthday with them. It's like, well, what do you expect, right? If you spend your birthday with the people who actually make you feel loved and appreciated and cared for, even if that comes down to one to two people, even if that's like your pet and your mom or your best friend and your brother or whoever, that's better than a table full of people, of frenemies who actually never wanted to be there in the first place. And when you know someone doesn't want to be there to celebrate you, you will know. So the first reason could be that you're just celebrating your birthday every year with the wrong people. It might just be the people that you always go to. And, true friends will always make you feel loved and appreciated on your birthday. I'm a firm believer of that. But the people who make you feel worse or don't make you feel loved at all are not the people you should be spending your birthday with. Number two is you are putting on the responsibility of making the day special on everyone else instead of making a little bit of effort to set an intention for yourself. So instead of waiting around or expecting the people around you to come up with these grand gestures for your birthday, why not set that intention for yourself first? Like, do you really want to do another birthday dinner? And are you okay with maybe doing a solo self care date instead? Do you really want to force yourself to go to the club even though you hate it? Or could you save up a little bit money throughout the year to go on like a mini getaway or a trip instead? Whatever it is, making that effort to plan your birthday before it rolls around and scrambling at the last minute of what you're going to do, it will at least give you time to plan something that you truly enjoy and not just settle for what's available. Number three is that you are comparing your birthday budget to your favorite influencers and celebrities and just feeling like it's not enough. And I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Turn off the vlogs for a second. I know we love to watch our favorite influencer go about her day, doing her Pilates, getting her matcha, jogging, and getting her nails done and picking up packages and opening up PR and going to Nobu. And if this describes the type of content you're watching, there's nothing wrong with that. But also, you have to remember that that content is becoming part of your subconscious, whether you realize it or not. Stop comparing yourself and your life to the people whose reality is such a stark contrast of your own. It's perfectly fine to have aspirations, but if the content that you're consuming is making you stay in a comparison trap instead of motivating you to activate your own potential, it's just another form of escapism. So figure out what it is that you're comfortable spending, like set a birthday budget. And if you even want to spend money at all. If you don't want to spend money on your birthday, that's fine. But if you do want to spend money on your birthday, set a budget for your special day and create a realistic plan that will actually help you get there over time. Number four, which we touched on, is that your birthday falls on a holiday. Okay. So if you're a New Year's baby, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, whatever your birthday is, we're in the same boat because I'm a Thanksgiving baby, technically, right? Even though Thanksgiving is kind of a different day every year. Last year's Thanksgiving was on my birthday. It's been on my birthday multiple times throughout my life, obviously. And honestly, the angsty 13-year-old version of me hated when my birthday fell on Thanksgiving because instead of going to Limited 2 with my allowance money that I saved up, I really just wanted like to enjoy my day and not have to do anything. And at that age of 13, 12 years old, 14 years old, I was a teenager and I was expected to help set up the dinner table and help clean up before our guests came. And I had to basically wait until the day was over to celebrate my birthday. And this is not something we can't control, that we can control, but this is where planning ahead becomes so important. So either do something just for you the morning of the holiday, or if you're lucky enough to have loved ones that know you really well, they'll probably have something special like a birthday cake or a card. Even if the birthday cake is for dessert, like honestly, I'm rolling my eyes at that because it's like, this is not even my birthday cake. This is dessert after this meal that we just had. But anyway, um, maybe they'll have something special for you. But again, the goal and the point is to do something special for yourself and make it a point to carve out time just for you, even if it is that holiday. Number five is that your birthday is around a time that reminds you of grief or loss. So I'm not going to lie, this one is really tough. Grief has a way of casting a shadow over moments that are supposed to feel light and joyful. And it's okay if you feel conflicted or sad around your birthday if it overlaps with the period of mourning. So instead of forcing yourself to feel celebratory, try to honor both your emotions and that person or memory that you're grieving. So you can light a candle, you can do something that that person loved or something that you both love to do together, or just take a moment of stillness to acknowledge the impact that they had on your life. Your birthday can hold space for both grief and gratitude. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Number six is that you're comparing your birthday to younger versions of you when your parents or caregivers put more effort into planning it. We all go through this at some point. The realization that we are the new adults, we are responsible for ourselves, and it's okay to miss the magic of those childhood birthdays when all you had to do was just show up and blow out the candles. But as we grow older, birthdays shift from being about what others do for us to how we choose to celebrate ourselves. Instead of comparing, think about what would make you feel seen and loved today, right now, as the person you are. Whether that's a quiet date with close friends or a solo adventure, doing something that brings you joy, you have the power to create new traditions that reflect the person that you are today. Okay, so now that we know a little bit more about the why of hating our birthdays, here's some ways that we can make it better and more meaningful every single year. So, these are some of my personal favorite birthday rituals, practices, and traditions. First one I always do every year is I write a letter to myself. So, writing a letter to yourself, I swear by this. It's even better if you make it intentional. Maybe light a candle, play some music, have a cup of your favorite tea or wine or beverage. Just make it sensual and sexy and memorable. You know, you're grown. Thank yourself for being you and being the bad bitch that you are. It's plain and simple. Number two is doing something different with your appearance, big or small. So for me, this year, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I have bangs, which I love. I have curtain bangs with like layers, and I'm in love with this. It gives me just a new energy, new vibe. I actually got my hair done on my birthday. So yeah, just doing something different with your appearance. Sometimes, actually other times on my birthday, it's been getting a new tattoo or doing my makeup differently or just embodying a little bit of like an alter ego to remind myself that it's my life. I'm grown and I can do whatever I want. Like there's no rhyme or reason as to why you want to change your appearance. It's your birthday. You can do literally whatever you want. Number three is actually buying yourself a birthday gift. And don't be cheap with yourself either. So if we can pay all these taxes that we have to pay, you can't buy yourself a little birthday trinket. Like, no. I think that, you know, if you have been setting your eyes on something on your wish list for weeks or even months, this is your opportunity to gift yourself, you know, and really enjoy and appreciate that experience and that process. And the last thing I'll mention on this list is to try to do individual dates with friends instead of just one joint celebration. Personally, I have always hated birthday dinners, which is probably why I've never had the desire to have one. I already keep a pretty tight knit circle as it is, and I'm the type of friend that really prefers one on one quality time rather than doing these like group hangouts. I actually rarely hang out with friends in groups larger than 2 to 4 people at a time, and I can't really see myself like wrangling up all my different friend groups that live in different cities, and some don't even live in the same country, at a crowded restaurant every year the week of Thanksgiving. I'm not up for that. It's just me personally. More often than not, I'll just do something like a getaway or a staycation or like a planned international trip. That has been what I've done over the last like 5-6 years with my fiance. But sometimes it's just doing individual dates with my friends, and we've done things like making custom perfumes, spa days, painting classes. Those are just some of my favorite memories. So I just encourage you to really make your birthday special this year or next year or whenever your birthday is, because you deserve it. And I think so many of us are hating our birthdays because we're not putting enough intention behind it. And I really want people to know that you can have a beautiful birthday, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I've cried on my birthday, not tears of joys. I've cried on my birthday many times, and I just finally learned that it's actually up to me to make my day special, even though I have amazing people in my life who do make it special with me and for me. It's my responsibility. So if you want the full list, actually, we didn't actually go through the entire list. So if you want to read the full list, just go to our Substack, subscribe to our Substack. Everything is there. We have a post about why you hate your birthday, and you'll have the full list there. So yeah, just click the link in our bio, follow us on Substack. We love Substack so much. It's just such a great platform for us to express more of our long form, content. So I will see you next week, and stay soft. To stay connected, join Sadie Baddies on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and more, and sign up for our monthly newsletter on SaddieBaddies.com to stay in the loop. Sending you hella love, and stay soft, baddie.